My name is Jason Crawford. I'm going to be giving you a guide to doing business in Brazil. I'm going to include in my presentation the per diem rates, how to get around Brazil, doing business in Brazil, their currency, also weather in Brazil, and international trade. To get started, I would like to talk about the per diem rates, lodging, where you'll be staying for the week that you were there, is going to cost roughly around $219 per night. Meals and incidentals is going to be roughly around $120 per day. Total airfare for the trip, which is the trip there and back, is going to be roughly around $1,451. In those flights, it's going to be two connecting flights there and then two connecting flights back. The total cost of the trip in general is roughly around $3,845, and this is all the totals for your like the 1 week trip. Next is getting around Brazil, how you're going to be able to get around the city and whatnot. Their main transportations are the bus, metro, and taxi slash Uber. The bus routes are a little complex, but the cost of the bus rides are actually very cheap compared to many other countries, especially when you uh, configure the US dollars to Brazilian real. Another way to transport yourself is the metro. Is very clean and comfortable. Is also a cheaper than most other countries' metros. Also, it stretches all across Brazil. Street cabs are pretty scarce in Brazil. You're going to have a taxi number with you at all times, but Uber does work very well. There are a lot of cars and the fares are very low. Next, we're going to move on to doing actual business in Brazil. You want to dress appropriately. Men, you're going to want to wear suits with the tie. Shirts can't have any wrinkles in them. Women, you can wear a suit the same as men, or you can wear a dress, but the dress have to be feminine and elegant. You're going to want to do research on verbal and nonverbal communications just so that way you don't upset the Brazilians unintentionally with something you may say or do physically. You want to be on time for any meeting, any dinner, not be late because you're representing our company and the United States. Also, you want to use proper dining etiquette when you're eating. When you go to greet the Brazilian businessmen and women that you're going to be working with, doing business with, do it accordingly. Don't say anything that you wouldn't say to a businessman or woman here. Uh, if you're going to be negotiating, use proper negotiation tactics. Don't try pushing them towards anything. They're generally warm and nice people. Their currency, there are many places to exchange US dollars to get Brazilian real. You can, the main place you're going to want to go do that is at the local banks that are around or also ATMs. They take most of them take MasterCard and Visa cards. Um, to get to the weather in Brazil, it's fairly warm most of the year. Whenever you're not in business meetings, wearing your business clothes, you're gonna want to have like warm weather clothes, maybe just some like regular jeans, some like some thin pants, maybe shorts if that's how you would properly if you that's how you would rather get around. T-shirts, long sleeve tees, anything of those matter. Also, you're going to want to bring your rain jacket because in Brazil the rainy period is 9 months, and the time that you will be going will be in that 9 month rainy period span. Moving on to international trade, Brazil currently their international trade doesn't match up with their economy right now. They're not they have the ninth largest economy in the world according to GDP, but their international trade is around 25th largest. They do a lot of major exports of crude petroleum, soybeans, raw sugar cars. They provide a lot of the major exports. And then moving on to the end, basically what I've covered in this presentation is the per diem rates, what you're going to spend while you're there, how to get around Brazil, how to properly do business in Brazil with proper etiquette, the currency, where to go to exchange money, and the difference between the Brazilian real and US dollar, what the weather's going to be like while you're there, and also their international trade. I really hope this presentation helps you on doing business in Brazil.